A warm welcome to all the viewers. This is the second part of the video on confirmatory factor analysis in amos. Now, confirmatory factor analysis or CFA is a statistical technique which is used to assess the measurement model in amos. Now, the first part is to test the model fit, which I have shown in the previous video. You might like to go back and look into that video to see how to test the model fit, assessment of model fit in amos. The second part is we have to test the reliability and validity of our instrument, which is a survey questionnaire consisting of several items or observed variables which are a part of certain latent variables. So we need to test the reliability and validity of the measuring instrument. That completes the measurement model assessment. So now we'll go ahead and look how it is done. Reliability and validity are two crucial concepts in research. Reliability refers to the consistency and repeatability of a measurement. Say you are using a survey instrument, you have made certain questions. So how reliable are those questions that if someone asks the same questions again, he or she might get the same results as you got? That is known as reliability of your instrument. Validity refers to the accuracy of a measurement or how well it measures what it is intended to measure. So that means how accurately your questions measure what they are intended to measure. That means they form a latent variable, they are reflective of the latent variable, they are reflections of the latent variable. That's why we call them reflective indicators. So how well they measure the underlying construct or the latent variable what they are supposed to be measuring. Now, validity is of three types. Content validity, which ensures the test covers all relevant aspects of the construct being measured. This is often established by looking at the theory. Criterion validity, you compare the test results with other established measures. And construct validity, which ensures that the test measures the theoretical construct it is intended to measure. So now we are going to look at the construct validity part, which can be done in amos. These are some of the useful resources which I recommend you to study so that you get a more deeper information on validity and reliability assessment. Now let us go to amos and check how it's actually done. This is the measurement model assessment through confirmatory factor analysis. Now, we need to assess the reliability and validity of this model which is being drawn over here, which consists of 5 latent variables, as you can see: food quality, cultural authenticity, service quality, value for money, and behavioral intention. It is a measurement model, so we need to co-vary all the latent variables. So you can see double-headed arrows. They are linking all the latent variables with each other. So how to assess the reliability and validity? It's quite easy to do with the plugin. So you can go to StatWiki by Professor James Gaskin and download the plugin and put it in the plugins folder if you are using amos version 24 or above. Here is the validity and reliability test. So I click on reliability and validity test and I get the results. Now, these are my latent variables 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is CR, composite reliability. So this has to be more than 0.7. In our case, all of them are well above 0.7. So that's a good indication. We don't have any issues with composite reliability. Average variance extracted. So the convergent validity is assessed through average variance extracted. This has to be above 0.5. In our case, all of them are above 0.5. That's again very good. Now, if we look at the Fornell and Larkin criteria, which is used to assess the discriminant validity, if we take out the square root of AVE, that is 0.777, is the square root of 0.165. So this 0.777, which is the square root of AVE of FQ, that is 0.604, this has to be greater than all other correlations the FQ latent variable exhibits with all other latent variables. So FQ with CA, you see 0.396, FQ with SQ 0.383, FQ with VM 0.362, FQ with BI 0.406. So we see this is greater than any of the other correlations FQ exhibits with the other four latent variables, right? Similarly, we check it for CA, SQ, VM, BI. Now the good thing about the plugin is that you get the results, and in case there's an issue, you get a red mark. Since there are no issues in our model, so we don't have any red marks over here. The second way to assess discriminant validity is through HT-MT analysis, heterotrait monotrait ratio analysis. Now, the guidelines for HT-MT analysis say that these values, these ratios which you get should be lesser than 0.85. So all of them should be lesser than 0.85 to establish discriminant validity. In our case, none of them is more than 0.85. In fact, they are quite lower than 0.85. So again, there's no red mark indicated and we are good to go. Here we have the references for this, which is automatically given by the plugin. The cutoff criteria for fit indexes in covariance structure analysis by Bentler 1999, and a new criterion for assessing discriminant validity in variance based structure allocation modeling by Hensler et al. In 2015. So here the thresholds are mentioned, which I told you just now. Thresholds are 0.85 for strict and 0.9 for liberal discriminant validity in case you are assessing it through HT-MT criteria, which is considered to be more accurate and more valid than the Fornell and Larkin criteria. Now, in case you had any issues over here, you had the red mark, then you need to do the assessment, you need to correct your measurement model. For now, we are okay to go and we can move to the structural model assessment, which I will be showing you in the next video. For now, I just present before you how to present these results of measurement model assessment via CFA in amos. So the part 1 which we discussed in the previous video, you have to draw this table and you have to name the model fit indices which we checked, the prescribed value or the thresholds, and the value obtained by you. This has to be done as part 1 of the measurement model assessment. Second part is reliability and validity assessment, which I showed you right now, in which you put the standardized regression weights or the factor loadings, Cronbach alpha, which you will be getting through SPSS, composite reliability, which we got in through the plugin, which we assessed right now in amos, and average variance extracted. You put it like this: the name of the first latent variable and the items under that latent variable. the name of the second latent variable and the items under that latent variable. Discriminant validity is assessed using Fornell and Lacan criteria, and it is deemed to be established when square root of AV for a construct is more than its correlation with other constructs in the study. And it can also be assessed through HTMT ratio, where we seek that all ratios should be less than the prescribed threshold of 0.85. So here you draw the tables like this. The results which we got right now, these were the results. So you can put in the values in these tables and you are good to go. I hope this short video was quite informative and knowledgeable for you, and you will definitely recommend it to your friends and faculty colleagues. Keep learning and keep watching for more. Thanks a lot.